guys, welcome to our YouTube channel. Today we'll be discussing Real Housewives of Potomac Season 8, Episode 1 review. On a scale from 1 to 10, how much do you rate the episode, premiere episode?
I'll probably give it like a 7 or
A
8.
7?
Yeah, it's the
Yeah,
first episode. You're trying
yeah,
to develop your storyline, and yeah. Even though I've
yeah,
seen some storyline where I don't know if I want to
yeah.
like see the development, but what?
The development.
Let's just see. Yeah.
Yeah, I got the same feeling from the same rating. Basically, I give like a 7 out of 10. It
Mm-hmm.
was a somewhat okay start, but I think that there's some more development needs to be done. There were some scenes to me that were so overly produced. But
Yeah.
no worries, we're gonna get
Yeah.
into it. In the first episode, we basically started off with Robin and the one cheating scandal. You know, it was a big thing last season.
Mm-hmm.
She decided to discuss the whole one cheating or talking to someone, and she hid it from season 7, so now they are of course going to be addressing it in season 8. To me, the scene, it starts off with her putting, I guess, the wedding pictures in a frame and stuff like that,
Yeah.
and
Which was just so corny.
yeah, it was, to me, at that I found the scene a bit very overly produced.
Yeah.
Like, even one coming into the scene and basically discussing um, the whole scandal of it all. And typical one, just
Typical one.
going
And
right
like
around.
he is
Yeah,
smart. I gotta give it to him though. He is smart and Robin is dumb.
it's dumb. Again, I don't even know why they brought back Robin, but yeah. But
Mm-mm.
in the first
Mm-mm.
thing, it was overly produced. One, again, to me, wasn't given much. Typical one. She kind of trying to force the conversation, but she's kind of tiptoeing on the conversation like she's
And
afraid
like
of the
what I
reaction.
think is either like she knows about it and like they're in on it together and they're just
Yes.
living like a
Yes.
roommate like kind of vibe. Or she's
Right.
that gullible or that dumb and like the delusional the delusional
Yeah, I got the
child.
same. I got that same thing. I was like, the way how she was sitting in the scene. I mean, maybe it's editing, but
Like
to
are
me,
you
it
this
seemed like,
delusional?
and you realize that was the key word throughout the entire episode:
Yeah,
delusional,
it was
delusional,
because
delusion. But she is delusional. Like, to me, the story from before the season started, the story did not make sense to me. Like,
it just did not.
what are we talking about here? And you're sitting there looking in our faces and telling us, like, no, this is the truth. And it happened 5 months prior, so why would I bring it into
All
season
she
7,
does is
as she
just
said?
making
Making
excuses
excuses. One.
for Juan.
Trying, yeah, right. Then we realized that they were kind of touched on. I don't know if you heard about the scandal with one and the school that he was coaching at and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, there was a cheating, not really a cheating, sorry, sexual misconduct with someone, and he was
Sexual
supposed to,
misconduct. Yeah,
yeah, allegedly.
I saw that
And
allegedly.
it wasn't much details into that. It just sounded like his ex reason for not at the job anymore was because they
Mm-hmm.
weren't winning enough matches. So that is why he lost the job, and it was nothing related to the sexual thing. But again, it wasn't him who was involved in the sexual thing. This situation was, I believe, it was that he was aware of it and I guess didn't report
Mm-hmm.
it or something like that, and
Oh,
he was named in
okay.
the case. But again, allegedly, I don't know how far that case is along, but they didn't really touch much into it. And yeah, but for that scene, I can say though the production value though was good. I like the
Mm-hmm.
whole they doing the play by play, and you have Karen and Giselle doing the narration and stuff
Yeah,
like that. Like, that
yeah,
was
that
a
was
good,
funny. That was
yeah,
cool. That was funny.
that was a good
Mm,
opening. But to me, the scene to me seemed overly produced. I needed more,
yeah,
and
more real
yeah,
life shit because she's one of them who always been talking about, oh, this is real life and this is girl. This is
exactly.
not real life.
That
Just
is
you
why it
sitting
was
on a couch putting pictures in frame
frames.
while no,
Putting
no.
pictures in frames and behaving like as if, oh my God, this
Mm-mm,
is,
mm-mm.
yeah. The second scene, which was pretty much Karen, Wendy, and Candice meeting up to, of
Yeah,
course,
discuss
catching up
the
and discuss
Robin
this
scandal.
Robin scandal. That scene I loved it. You know, I love me some Karen
Yeah, it was a
and
cool little
Wendy.
girls
It
get
was a good,
together.
yeah, it was a good
Yeah.
scene. It was a real good thing. It's nice to see that both of them who were basically the target for previous seasons from both
Mm-hmm.
Gizelle and Robin. So
Mm-hmm.
it was nice for them to sit down and basically discuss like all of that, what has happened. Um, I'm loving how Karen and Wendy's interview looks were in this scene. I can give it to
Yeah.
them. It was really good. But it was a really short scene. It was a nice
Yeah,
little
it was a
catch
really
up.
short scene. Like I didn't like much there for me.
Yeah, it was a nice little scene. It
Mm-mm.
was a little catch up and stuff like that. Well, that was pretty much the scene. There wasn't much. I just can't wait to see when the entire group is together to
Mm-hmm.
see which will be basically them confronting Robin about her
All of that.
situation.
Because
Right.
basically the tables have turned. Because last season it was how she was going at it with who was
Candice.
it? Candice, yeah, and
Yeah,
her
with
husband.
Chris and
Like,
the cheating
mm,
scandal and stuff
mm,
like
mm,
that. So I'm
mm.
really hoping to see the future episodes to see what it is going to be like
Yeah,
and her responses. And I'm hoping it's not going to be that same defensive type of response as
it
it like.
is.
But
It
I know it
is.
is, and you know, Giselle can probably jump in trying to save her, but I'm just hoping it's not that same type of response where it's not like she's
Hmm.
not giving us much information. And if she's not giving much information, I'm just hoping this is her last season because
I hope it is
it
because
is
she
surprising
is
to me
boring.
she survived 8 seasons or 8 seasons of this show. Like I
Mm.
can't understand how it is that she survived so much seasons of that. But the third scene, it was Ashley and her sons. Her sons has really grown up real fast. I
Yeah,
guess she finally got that house because, as you see, it
which I
showcases
did
her
like the
resume.
house though. I did like the house. I like
Yeah,
the
the house is
house.
really cute. The house is really cute. I remember her, I think, believe last season she was basically looking for houses and stuff like that. So I
Hmm.
really like that she actually found a house, and of course, she said that Michael made the down payments on the house.
And you're still
Uh,
not divorced.
and they're still not divorced.
But she
But
know what she's doing because baby girl will probably not
does
be able
she?
to like afford it. So
Does
that's
she?
why she's holding on to holding on, like not doing the divorce, not going through with the
Uh,
divorce.
uh, I'm hoping she knows what she's doing because before it was a situation where people thought she's smart, she knows what she's doing, but then it came
Hmm.
to where she said she wouldn't be getting anything out of the divorce. So I'm like, does she really
That's why
know what
she's
she's
still
doing?
holding on.
I don't know. Her interview look, I like it. It was a
Yeah, it
really
was
nice look
cute.
for
It
her.
was cute.
Then in that same scene, she called Giselle where they basically were discussing the whole Robin situation. I realized the entire episode is about Robin.
Robin, right?
Finally, Robin has a storyline and has
This is still
something to
boring.
discuss.
Still boring.
Has something to discuss, but it was mostly about Robin. She called Giselle, and Giselle was saying that she realized that she saw Michael and the kids actually in Bahamas and stuff.
Hmm?
Um, and that was that. And then she basically discussed how she's going to do an invitation over at her house in progress, to discuss the whole entire scene and the whole cheating scandal and everything like that. But yeah, so again, we moved on to the next scene, which was pretty much Giselle and her rental boyfriend, Jason. Um, what are your thoughts on that?
Like, I don't know. I don't know. It's giving. She's like using him for to help her have a storyline this season.
Yeah, yeah,
It's not giving comfortable. I don't know. And then she brought her daughter in it to her daughter there to
yeah.
like help her with the storyline. It's just girl.
It's not
And like
given. It's
I'm already seeing where her storyline is boring, so she gonna jump on Robin's storyline because she love a good husband storyline.
yeah.
Yeah.
Regarding her. rent a boyfriend, situationship, whatever it is. Mm, it's not really giving what it's supposed to give.
It's not real. It's
It's
not
not
real.
real. It's
Mm-mm.
evident that it's not
Mm-mm.
real.
Yeah,
I think that she thought that people are calling her out too many seasons of keep on doing the same thing and
the
stuff like
same
that.
thing.
So she decided that okay, I'm going to find someone to bring on this season to have a storyline or make it seem like I'm not attacking someone's marriage, but
Right. Which she is
yeah,
low key.
she is finally Robin though,
Yeah, her
but
friend.
her friend, but it still wasn't really giving me what it was supposed to give. Like
Mm-hmm. Mm-mm.
she have she spoke about her daughter Grace going to college, which is good and stuff. I'm thinking the next persons would be her twins, would have been
Her
basically
twins. Yeah.
left to go to college. They spoke about how she met Jason, which they said they met in New York and stuff like that. But to me, that scene to me just never seem authentic. It doesn't seem genuine. It seems overly produced. The
Yeah.
fact that she was talking about I'm gonna bend down and hopefully you don't look or something like that, and the
And
guy
he
was
was like, he was just weird. Like,
yeah,
mm-mm.
he seemed like, oh my
Mm-mm.
God, is this a part of the script? Like, am I
She's
supposed to
just
look? Am
helping
I
him
not
to get
supposed
a
to?
check. That's all.
Exactly. But pretty much that was the scene.
The
I don't
scene, yeah.
believe they are dating. Do you believe they are dating?
Nah, I don't believe they're dating.
Yeah,
I don't believe it.
I don't believe it. I don't even care if the entire season is with him and
Mm-mm.
this she and this guy
Mm-mm.
going on dates and stuff like that. I still don't believe that they are both dating. Like,
They're probably
nice
gonna
try,
like keep him
Giselle.
around for like a few more episodes and now.
Yeah.
That's it.
But
That's gonna be it.
At BravoCon over the weekend though, she stated that she was supposed to be meeting up with him. So it sounds like they're
Oh,
still
they're
in
still
communication,
okay.
but I'm like, girl, maybe because the new season started, so she's trying to make it
Mm-hmm.
seem like they're no one cares, no one
Right.
believes
No
it.
one
Like,
cares.
yeah.
Boring.
We don't
Next.
care.
Next.
The next scene would be like me and Gordon.
Oh
Um
my God. Oh my God.
thoughts? Thoughts?
Mia. Um, not moving down to a size like what, 1,500 square feet? Like, still,
1500
I'm
square
sure they
feet.
still could have done better. That's real sad. Very sad.
It's really sad. We know now that they are separated, and
Mm-hmm.
she apparently is now dating someone, but I'm assuming this would be the starting of them trying to show signs as to what maybe led to the separation.
Mm-hmm.
Because you realize in the scene she was talking about after everything, how Gordon was on a chair and he was depressed, and like sometimes she
Yeah,
was arguing with him and stuff like that. So I'm thinking this is like the first sign of them trying to show that there is issues in the marriage.
there is
And
issues. Yeah.
but to me, the scene wasn't really giving me much information. She stated that she doesn't drink anymore, or well, she doesn't drink hard
Right. Like,
liquor
she's so
anymore.
stupid. One thing about her, she gonna get caught in the middle of a line just looking stupid.
Yeah. But yeah, and then she said she needed to check on Karen McCray. You know, last season she pretty much came hard
Mm-hmm.
on Karen and stuff like that. So
And
she's pretty much saying
apologize
that
and
she
all
needs
of
to
that.
apologize and everything like
Mm.
that. But in my
Okay.
head, it was like,
Okay.
okay, what's next? Um, we then have Chris and Candice did their part dates,
Mm,
which I love me some Candice.
I do love me some
I
Candice.
wasn't feeling her in season 5 with the whole Monique and her situation,
Mm,
but I love me some Candice.
I do
So they
too.
met in the park and they pretty much did a discussion where they spoke about her tour and the music that she's been doing. And I can say that she
Mm-hmm.
has been touring a lot
A lot.
regarding her music. And she said she spent over 6 figures for her last tour, but
That's
thankful that
perfect.
she has like a label behind her, which helps her with the
Mm-hmm.
marketing stuff and stuff like that. So that is pretty good. They spoke again about the Robin and one situation and trying to say that
Mm-hmm.
she's wondering if that's the reason why she kind of switched. Because if you remember in the first couple episodes in season 7, where she pretty much was on Candy's side regarding like she doesn't
Yeah.
think that Chris did anything. But as the seasons season and the episodes
Yeah, she started
progressed,
to saying some crazy shit.
she
Like,
started going back onto Giselle's side. She sat at the reunion pretty much saying like making it seem as if like she's now
hmm
on Giselle's quote or whatever story Giselle was coming up with. So I guess yes, Candice felt some type of way about it. So they're wondering now.
I would have feel some type of.
Yeah.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
But again the scene was a little cute scene. It was a nice little
It
catch
was
up
a
to
nice
what's
little
going
catch
on.
up. Yeah.
It was a nice little catch up scene. Of course, each ended they keep on highlighting or previewing that sit down now at Giselle's house
hmm
with Ashley, Charisse. I don't know why Charisse is back, and with Robin. So we'll just
Uh,
move on to that scene because the scene with Candice and Chrissy was pretty much straightforward. It was
yeah,
to the point. It was a nice
that
little
was it.
cute filler scene, basically. And then it moved on to the scene where it was pretty much about the meeting at Giselle, or the ambush. The
That's right.
ambush regarding Robin's situation.
Not to pivot much to Candice's story, but like, I'm kind of glad that they're only rubbing to the fire. Why? Because she was holding Chris to the
Everybody,
fire when there was not much facts, and now there's facts with her situation where one was at the nail salon, one was at the
the
laundromat,
laundromat.
one was
One
at
was
the
at the
hotel room,
park. One was at the park. One was
one was
down
at the
by the
hotel.
sea.
So
One was everywhere.
it
But
was one 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 one
it
one
was a one
one,
one one situation.
right? And there was
But
evidence.
and there was evidence. But they met up at Giselle's construction place. And then
First
you
of
had
all, she
Cherise.
needs to get some goddamn steps. She needs to get some steps. Like, that's crazy.
1 minute is tractors and trailers always at the front.
hmm
Now it is this
And it
steep.
looks like it's not even a big ass house too. So like, how are you been in construction for so long? What are you what
Exactly.
are you building?
Then is
What
this
are you building?
steep. You decided to host something at the back of the house
Right.
when there's not proper stairs for the persons to come down. It's like I think she does this on purpose because the first time when she brought everyone to the house when it was with Wendy and everybody,
hmm
it was construction and they tear the whole entire decoration, everything apart. You decide to host something at your house and okay, you want to do it at the back. Who are the guests coming in? And they're coming down this thing. Of course, people are going to talk about it. It's like I
Of
think she just
course.
knows that she doesn't have a storyline,
At
so she
this
feels
point,
as
she
if
should have
like
just tell him
say
to wear tennis shoes because not ease and all. At this
tennis
point, I
shoes.
would just host the little get together at a restaurant or something.
At this point, she told them just meet me out in the parking lot. How about that?
How about that?
Meet me out in the parking lot.
Get me
How about that?
outside.
But anyways, we had Charisse and Ashley came first, and they were
hmm
discussing, I guess, their plan on how to speak to Robin regarding the whole situation.
Yeah.
And again, that keyword in the episode throughout this episode was delusional.
Delusional.
Basically saying Robin is delusional. We have been saying this from season one, but I guess now it's now the word right now. And I
I
don't
don't
know
know.
what to say.
Her excuse was like Juan Juan is not stupid enough to make up such crazy story, but he is not stupid. He is smart enough to make up
Smart
such
enough to
stupid
make
stories
up
because she
story
is
and you
dumb
will
enough to
believe it.
understand to believe it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. He's smart enough to make up that story because
Right.
Robin is dumb enough to remember
To
it, to
believe it.
believe the story,
Yeah.
which is right.
Right.
She arrives by struggling down that pavement,
Struggling down that pavement.
and they begin again to discuss the whole one situation. Of course, she needs her wine, her
hmm
alcohol to
hmm
get through the scene. The reason why I said it was an ambush I think Giselle probably told her like, "Hey, girl, this is what we're going to be discussing, and come prepared, act surprised." So she came and act surprised, like, "Oh my God, I didn't know you guys.
Yeah,
You just said, oh, we're just meeting up at your house. I didn't know it was about this." And I'm like, "Girl, how stupid are you? You came off of last season, knowing you had this big scandal. You know you're going to be held to the fire this season."
right,
So I'm assuming she felt like her friend Giselle wasn't going to be the one to
right.
hold her to the fire.
But like I said,
But
Giselle
girl,
love a good husband story, so she don't
she loves a
latch
good
herself
husband.
onto
She
this. So
just she comes into the season and be like,
it doesn't matter
what
who it
new
is.
husband am I going to
Hmm.
attract now?
It was funny
She got
when she
her.
was like, when Robin was like, "What do y'all want me to say? Do you want me to say fuck one?" And then Giselle was like,
Yes,
"I would."
but it was, to me. She tried to explain the situation, and I exaggerate tried, but it
He
wasn't
didn't give
giving me.
much. She didn't give much to it, and then
Mm-mm.
but
It wasn't giving much,
and then
and
starting at one point, it was coming off as in like, are they telling her to break up with one? Really though, I don't know.
yes, I was like, Giselle, Giselle wants that because she wants Robin
Hmm.
all for herself. So she was being like, yes, break up, yes, dump
Yeah,
him,
like,
divorce him, move on. But
but the only thing that we can really do is like take Robin word for it. They said they dealt with it and they're going through it, but like on camera, what we are seeing is that it's just one is taking you for one big dummy,
but
and
it
I
just
don't know.
reminds me of the first scene that for the episode where she came in and he came in and they were discussing the situation. And it's like her discussing it with one, it's like she's still
Hmm.
trying to convince herself of the
She's
story.
still trying to convince herself.
And he is
Like,
sticking to the script.
are you like fooling the fans? Like trying to
Exactly.
fool the fans? You just know about it and you're just playing along.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And he is clearly sticking to the script. And she's there trying to shove it down our throats. Well, shove it
Mm-hmm.
down our throats, because not my throat. And basically by saying, Um, they were just talking. He went to the hotel and he just paid for the room because he's such an upstanding guy.
Wow. First of all, why
And
did she not reach out to the baller? Why did she reach out to you?
and
You're
how
here in town to
ironic.
see the baller. You lost your wallet. Why would not you DM the baller? Because you're here to
Exactly.
see him. Why would you reach
Exactly.
out to one? And like, even if you did reach out to one, like, what? Is one your pimp? Because it still doesn't look good. It doesn't matter
It
how
doesn't make
it's,
sense.
yeah,
And the fact that she's convincing us because the story doesn't make sense, so it must be true. I'm
yeah.
like, girl,
That is your take. That's our take from it.
yeah.
It sounds
It
crazy, so
doesn't
it
make it
gotta be
doesn't yeah,
true.
it sounds very crazy and one is so
And
good
then
at
he was there
lies.
playing in her face when she was like, "Why did you not?" Because you were at the hotel room. And he was like, "Serious?
Exactly.
Like you? He probably there thinking in his head, next time I'm just gonna do it then, because she sound like she okay with it."
Yeah. Then she said in the scene with Giselle by saying that her joy has been stolen and the world
I
took
kind
her
of felt that.
joy.
That's sad. It's not, and one is not the fault, girl. One is the fault.
Exactly.
The
The
world
world
took
took
your
her
joy.
joy. First of all, last season, you remember she did a
Clearly, you can tell that
sneaky.
she is sad though.
Her life is sad. She did a sneaky episode. A sneaky wedding, I should say, sorry. A
Mm-hmm.
sneaky wedding. And then at the end of that wedding, she pretty much showed a middle finger to the world, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you come on this season and saying that the world took your joy. The world did not jump into the Canadian girl's DM and had
Mm-mm.
conversations with her.
Nope.
The world did not tell one to leave his house, go down to that hotel, and pay for that hotel.
The
So I don't
world.
understand how the world took her
The
joy.
world.
And I'm like, so what you wanted us to do? Sit
Right.
back, watch bullshit on the TV, and
She
say,
said
okay.
the world wants to tear us apart.
The
Okay.
world wants to tear us. Not one, not one,
Oh, not one.
not one, and his behavior. The world
Like,
tried to
yeah.
tear her apart. And I'm like, girl, whatever story or whatever makes you sleep better at
Whatever
night.
makes you sleep at night.
But the facts are the facts, just like how she spoke on Candace's and
When
the
there was no
Chris
receipts
scandal.
there was no receipts. It was just
But the
all
news,
lies by Gizelle.
but the new scandal regarding Chris and cheating, and Robin and Giselle went on their podcast to say that
Mm-hmm.
they don't need any more receipts because they believe it. So I don't
Mm-hmm.
understand how she's quickly to believe those vague receipts, but then she's coming into this season by saying and shoving it down
Mm-hmm.
the world's throat to say that, oh, she believes him. And
Yeah, like
because the
she
story is
literally
so
on a one
ridiculous,
save one campaign, like but one is
as
a
who said it?
cheater
I
and
think it
is
was
still
Ash. I think it was
cheating.
Ashley said it. It was like a save one's campaign, and she's
Yeah,
acting as if like, oh no,
one is a
that's
cheater
not
and
what it
is
is.
still cheating. Okay,
Again, I guess
crazy.
maybe she wants to keep her family together, and I can't fault her if she wants. It's her relationship. So if
It's a
she feels like she
relationship,
wants to
fine.
stay in a cheating relationship,
But
allegedly,
like,
but if she feels like she wants
but
to stay in something
even
like
the
that,
scene though, it was funny when Cherie started crying. But I was like, I understand what she was saying though because you're
that
just
was
there.
the
She was
only
there making
time.
excuses,
That was
excuses.
the only time Charisse made sense from
Yeah.
they have been bringing her back. I'm glad this episode was about Charisse trying to get at Karen, and
Yeah,
she actually related to something that
related to
she
something.
personally went
Yeah.
through. And I'm like, wow, I didn't know this lady had something other than Karen to discuss. And I was actually proud of this moment. And I was like, wow, this is an actual real moment from Charisse. She can still
Mm-hmm.
go because I don't want her in the entire season. But it was the only time where I said that she actually is basically relating real life situation that she personally went through and not Karen went through. She's actually, being authentic. She's being genuine. She's being vulnerable.
Yeah.
And I really appreciated that in her. But that was pretty much the
That
scene.
was pretty much,
I'm
yeah.
kind of glad that, not really glad because again it could be all fake. But I like how Giselle actually decided to come at, well, questioning the whole situation with Robin and Juan and kind of somewhat hold her to the fire. I'm
Mm.
wondering what the rest of the season will be like if she's just doing this for the first episode and then for the
Right.
rest of the season she's just taking a back seat like, okay, I did my part, I said what I needed to say to her. But other than that though, it was an okay episode again,
It was an
7 out of
okay
10.
episode, and like, there's not one of the stories that I see that I'm like excited about or like to see
Mm.
the development of.
Yeah.
It's
I'm only excited for which is showing coming up next in the next episode.
oh when
I
all of them
can't
come together.
right. I can't wait for
Yeah.
the group. I mean, love me some Karen. I
Uh,
can't wait for when the group comes together and actually questions her, and she comes in by being defensive. Like, you got something to say, then say it. I
mhm.
can't wait for them to actually hold her to the fire and pretty much ask her about the situation because she's still spinning the same story. Just BravoCon over the weekend, she's sitting on stage saying
Right.
that
Right.
this happened 5 months before season 7. Why would I come into season 7 to discuss something? I'm like, girl, things happened years ago in people's marriages, but you and Giselle sit down every day
You
and
see, they're
discusses
all
it like
different,
it's
but you notice like they all unite with their reactions when she's talking.
right.
They always just are taken off, but they're like, what? Like,
Yeah,
like
always delusional. As
keep saying it, like
delusional,
keep saying it,
delusional.
keep saying it. Maybe you
Yeah.
could convince yourself because
And
you're
that's
not
what I
gonna
think she's trying to
convince
do.
me.
She's trying to convince herself, and then she feels like, okay, maybe if I keep on saying the same story, then
Yeah,
maybe I'll convince the world that this is what really happened. I'm so sorry, baby. You may convince some persons who are the Robins.
the
I'm assuming that's
Robins.
her fan base, but you ain't gonna convince me. I am so sorry.
Nope.
I'm really hoping though this is her last season. She can be a friend of the show, but I don't see the
Yeah,
reason why she has a
because our
full
storyline
time.
has played out now. So
Her only storyline to me I see she had was like season 1. when she really was discussing what was going on between she and Rabbit, she and Juan, and the fact that they were roommates and stuff like that. That's the only storyline I really invested in her. Then seasons after
Mm,
that, she just pretty much be a lapdog towards Gizelle. She doesn't really
right.
share much. She doesn't really have an opinion for herself. She may try to have an opinion, but then 3 seconds later, she basically goes to what Giselle is saying. So I'm just really hoping this is somewhat her last season.
She can go.
Um, she can go. We see where next week episode they're supposed to be introducing the new housewife. I guess she's a friend of
Mm,
Ashley. Ashley and her friends again.
Messy. Just messy.
Messy. I'm hoping to see what she brings based on the trailer. It seems like she and Wendy will be going at it, which is
Mm-hmm.
sad because, both dark-skinned females, I would expect that they
Yeah,
would have
like,
kind of, and I think they come from the
it's
same
giving
cultural
like
background.
Ashley brought her on the show for Wendy.
Or Candice.
Yeah,
But I'm hoping though that they do have a resolution somewhat, or she actually brings something to the table and not just coming on being Ashley's lapdog or just coming on and picking
yeah.
issues or creating
Coming on
drama
to
for no
fight
reason.
someone's battle.
Yeah, or
Yeah.
creating a storyline for no reason. I'm just hoping that's not what she's coming to do. But other than that, though, I'm really waiting to see what next episode brings. I'm hoping I can rate it higher than a 7. But for now, it was a it was an okay episode. It was
It
a
was an okay
somewhat
episode.
slow. It was a somewhat catch up episode. I guess again, it was all about
Mm-hmm.
Robin, about her her situation that she left off with last
Yeah.
season and stuff like that. But we'll see where it goes and stuff like that. Do you have anything else you want to share regarding the episode?
That's it. That's
That's it.
basically it.
Yeah, but that is pretty much that for the episode, guys. I'm hoping to see you guys next week. Please like, share, and comment. And we'll be back next week to
Subscribe.
discuss episode 2. And please subscribe as well. And nice chat with you.